Okay, I'm live. Wow. Why does it always feel so hard to press that button? I don't know why. Also, I don't think the Streamlabs thing is working because it just says you've added a browser source. Yeah, I have. It doesn't seem to do anything though. So we have this old chat thing. Guess we'll just have to use this. Yo, what's up, Lucifer? Terabyte. It's a cool name actually, Terabyte. But relieved. I'm done. I'm done with the game jam. It's all over. Okay, finally done. Yeah, I'm doing good. What are we doing today? I don't know. I just wanted to come on and say hi, and I'm done with the game jam. And I don't know if I can stream on Wednesday because the video is gonna be like in the works. Thank you guys folks for showing up. I always think I'm gonna hit this button and no one's gonna show up, and I'm like, good. There's no one to talk to. I don't have to worry about anything or say anything dumb. And you guys show up, and it makes me feel great. So I don't know. Lucky, I guess. But yeah, I'm just happy to be done with the jam. It was a rough. I don't know why this one was so rough. Hey, what's up? Salutations. Yeah, I think I didn't plan out well enough in this game jam, because I got too focused on the theme, and then I didn't realize what genre I was doing, which is a bad place to be, because I was talking to you guys last Wednesday, and I was like, I think it's two separate games, and I don't know how they're merging together. One was like I had lights you could turn on and off, and then I had enemies that didn't move, and I just over the course of the next couple days put those all into what I considered a game. I don't know. I'm gonna show up to have this smexy voice. Oh Jesus. Yeah, well, I just have to overcome the whole streaming thing. I'll stop talking about it, I promise, but it makes me nervous every time. I think other streamers feel that way. Not that I'm a real streamer, but can you burn down your house in your game? No, you can't. No house burning down. Maybe for the next game, although no promises, because every time I see when the wild jams get announced, like the themes, my brain just goes into crazy directions. So the closest that you might get is when you played the if you're one of the first jams I did was the one where you have little machines and they do start on fire. So that might be the closest we get to. Yeah, unexpected stream. Yeah, it was just a little random. I asked to close for more days because I'd rather be home here and going to work late because I can stream or work on stuff. But if I get home from work and Kylie's home, we usually just hang out, and I can't record anything for sure. Like I can't get on mic and do anything. And yeah, it gets hard to work too. Like we'll work, but then she wants to hang out, and like I understand. So, but if I close, then there's like, oh, nothing I can do, Kylie. I'll be home at 8 o'clock, and then in the morning I can do stuff like this. So it works out better for me. Which is crazy because everyone at my work is like, wow, I can't believe you want to close. No, everyone hates closing. And I was like, no, it's cool. Like I get to talk to you guys and then go into work, so it's really fun. What did you end up doing for your game? Or for the game? I ended up making I guess you call it I don't want to call it a puzzle platformer, but it's like this puzzle element, and then this sort of everything is it's not meant to be a platformer, but there is like platforms, and you do leave some and enter other ones. So I'm a loser. I just make the same game every time. All right. Arson can be in any game. Oh yeah, that's true if you think hard enough about it. Which technically it is. You light fires in the Wolf game, right? So that's something. How am I doing today? I'm doing great. Yeah, yesterday I did 6 a.m. So it was 4 p.m. is when it was due for the game jam, and it was a rough one. It's funny because when you have like by yesterday, Sunday was the last day, so I had the vision and I just needed to make the content and put it all together. And it's funny how those 10 hours can kind of fly by. Like you stop looking at it like when I go to work, I'll be like, if I have 10-hour shift, which isn't really common, but I'm just saying, for example, I'm really going to be like upset, like, oh my God, I just want time to pass, I want to be done. But for the game jam, it's the opposite. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe another hour passed. Like, what did I do that hour? Like, all right, I got this little thing in. Like, you're looking at it the other way around where you just want time to go slower. So, yeah, the very end, I did music at like 2 o'clock. I said, let's start music. We'll do music from 2 to 4. But then halfway through trying to work on music and sound effects, you realize that like, okay, you didn't factor in, like you have to save out the game for HTML and like upload it to the Godot website or itch.io, sorry. And yeah, and even though I've done that like 6 times now or something, every time I go to the same tutorial online and follow it and try to pay attention, it's just you don't want to mess it up, and then everything is hinging on that last moment. I'm sure they'd be like a little bit of leniency if I was a little late, but you don't want to be like, I'd be pretty mad if I missed the timeline. I'm working on a platformer now. Platformers are really fun to work on. I think it's because I grew up with them a lot. I never thought they were one of my favorite genres, but like for working on them, also I don't like doing enemies too much because enemies have state machines, and I just write spaghetti code and the state machine breaks so fast. That's why I never do game jams. I don't want the stress. Yeah, but that release is so good. Oh man, like that moment at like 4:01 when I was like, it's done. Actually, I think I uploaded it at like 3:55 or something. But that moment right after is like, oh, I feel alive now. Like, God, it feels so good. Oh, do I have nothing showing? I don't even know what's on my stream right now. I didn't realize this. Oh, sorry guys, I have nothing here. What you guys are looking at nothing? Right? Or is it on the wrong screen? Okay, this screen here just has a black. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. See, this is why, why you even watch me? I don't even know what's happening. Just ranting in a black. All right. Anyway, hey, it's me. Although I don't have a camera, I should do a camera. You see, I have like a Christmas tree behind me ish. We have 2 small little Christmas trees. They're both fake. And we bring them up from the basement every time. Although I was convinced we had 3, and then I lost that argument. I was like, get the 3rd one. And she was like, what 3rd one? I was like, there's always been a 3rd small. There never was one. So that's how you know you're getting old, when you start just making up lore about your life. Like, oh yeah, that never happened. Fuck. And chat didn't get any better. We still have this box, but it won't stay on top. I can move it now, though. I figured out how to move it. It was like a bug, so I wasn't booming that hard. Just enjoying your voice, if you guys say so. I can't listen back to any, like when you work on a video, you have to re-listen to stuff and make sure you didn't flub anything. But for the streams, I can't listen to anything I say because it's halfway through a sentence. I'm like, I don't know what I'm talking about here. You know what I mean? I'm like, just I can hear myself talk. It's too much. When we finish it, feels good. But after my first game jam, I vowed never to do another one. I'd say that every time I do a game jam. I text the friend group at 4:30 and said, I'm in the never again phase of my game jam, and this will fade out by next week. I'll be like, oh, I wonder what theme would be fun. But right now it feels like nope. I never want to do another one. This one was particularly rough. I have to say, like I said, I didn't know the genre. I think that was the killer. Yeah, that's tough. Let's see if we can launch the game here. Although I'm gonna mute it because I don't really want the audio playing. Okay, so we have to do this trick now. I think I should do Streamlabs to figure this stuff out, because I think that has a better like setup, or I just don't know how to use OBS. But we can do this for now. Just eat up part of the screen. And hopefully the audio and stuff is okay. Although, I don't know, I messed with it a little bit. I had like music, and I noticed it was like ultra quiet, so I tried to up that. I don't know, we'll see. I'm vain enough to enjoy listening to myself talk. I would think that until you listen to yourself talk nervously, and then you're like, oh, stop being nervous, you loser. Like, pull it together. What are you doing? I'm not that old, or make up lore about my life. Yeah, you know what? I'm my own lore master, okay? I got into game jams back in '85, and I've been doing them ever since now. Although I think about doing a video about this year in my life, but also mostly in like the game development, game jam stuff. Because it's been a huge difference between last year and this year. Notably, like sometime in like November of last year to like November of this year, that time frame has been like, that was like when the night crew sort of started to end, and then between leaving night crew and going to my first day job ever, because I'd been night crew since I was out of high school, and then getting into coding at the same time, just realized how few people I talked to for years, for like 10 years on my job. You would go to work and there'd just be one other guy, and sometimes nobody, but yeah, one other guy, and you're like, oh, I hope he's a nice guy, because you're stuck with that guy for years. Yeah, so it's been a good year overall though for me. Yeah, music's good. Okay, cool. Glad that it's not like loud or quiet or yeah, somewhere in the middle. Still working on Twine. Yeah, I remember this. Learning CSS is annoying. A single like can make whatever you make look like. Wait, hold on. I have to bring chat closer. A single like can make whatever you make look like crap. It doesn't tell you what's wrong, like a typo or something. A simple, maybe a link. Yeah, because it's all like stuff stringed together in that, right? It reminds me when I saw Unreal and they had like, a single line, yeah. Unreal had like all the connecting, I don't know if they're nodes, I don't know what you'd call them, but they're like a flowchart of stuff. And I'm sure it starts off small. I said this last time. I'm sure it starts off small and like understandable, but then at some point, yeah, I see the project and I'm like, oh my god, it looks insane. So let's see if we can at least put up some gameplay while we hang out. I thought about playing some of the game jams too. That might be a fun experience, just to mess around and just kind of relax for a second. Yeah, so we ended up with this. Oh, I did a little screen so we can, or a little pause screen. I never do these, but the game ended up being harder than I thought. So, because Kylie tried it like right before I uploaded it, and I didn't really want to nerf it to make it ultra easy, so I just added the ability to like basically take off the damage the snow does when you're outside. So, I don't know if anyone's gonna know though, because I don't like, it doesn't say like press escape to like do a thing. Bye, enjoy your food. Positive vibes, yeah, CSS is fun, but frustrating sometimes. Yeah, I've done some CSS stuff way back in the day, I think for college. You think of a better name for your channel so it rolls off the tongue. Better you know something iconic. Yeah, I guess I probably should, but changing my name now seems like impossible, so we're just gonna keep it, I think. Although I don't know if people like search for YouTubers. Like I think it's all the algorithm nowadays, which is wacky. I remember when I was doing the music YouTube, everything was way more about it was way more about having like thumbnails and it's still thumbnails, but it was way more how you had tags, and I think tags like almost out now. Like you can dig down into YouTube and find them, but like, or another example is like when you watch a YouTube video, it has like the sections on the bottom. Let's see if I can pull this up. Just any YouTube video, most of them. They have a little section on the bottom that explains like what's happening in the YouTube, like that part of the video. Yeah, this is just like a random video, but this right here, and they're in my video. I don't do this. Like the algorithm writes these, like the lines, like what it says there. You might be able to do it yourself, and maybe some guys do, but like, yeah, this is not me, at least in my videos. Yeah, like if I click on this, I think they have them. I mean, not this one. Maybe like our pixel art one had them, and I remember being like, well, I didn't actually like make that. Yeah, like right here, it's like, oh, this is the intro, and he talks about lithium, and I was like, what the fuck? Here's his work history. I was like, okay, I mean, I'll take it, I guess. I mean, I'm not complaining. Last year was a Sunday night. Oh wow, so I'm like on all these different time zones. Screen froze. Oh, it did it? Oh, my bad. Let's see. Yeah, I'm still getting used to all the streaming stuff, so. Can I change stuff? Oh, I can. Okay, does this actually load it? Oh, it's like below it. Why is it behind it? Yeah, it's gonna be a dumpster fire for a while, guys, until I figure this stuff out. That's so weird. It puts it behind it. Okay, well, we'll put it up here. There you go. And then I don't know if the YouTube thing showed, but yeah, YouTube does its own thing. It's wacky nowadays. Oh, the game was always on top? Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, I had a little bit of Java stuff. In college, I did a little bit, but I never thought it was like unmanageable. I don't know why that stopped me though from doing more coding. I don't know. Yeah, so this is where we landed on the game. Definitely happy with how it came out look-wise. I think like the lighting effects and the putting the light in the mouse, I thought it was gonna be way more trouble, but it worked out all right. And then I actually did some weird stuff here where there's like, so the canvas modulates making everything really dark, right? And that kind of looked bad when you went outside because if you take the white snow and you just make it dark, it looks like really brown and kind of gross. So I'm doing this thing now where when I change the camera, I change that canvas modulate, so it kind of gives that like entering, like when you leave Fallout and the light like blares at you. It's like, oh yeah, like that kind of like the Fallout 3, right, when you leave the shelter and it does that thing. I was like, oh, I should do this more often because there's sometimes where you do a canvas modulate for a scene and then you're kind of moving out into different places, and it's not that hard just to animate that number around. And then it makes everything feel way more alive because now I don't have to commit to like a certain color palette. Yeah, it felt like it was too late to do the tower defense thing. But here's what I will say. That was such a better idea. I just had too many mechanics already in, and it felt like I was giving up on these because I knew I was putting out the fires, and I knew I was like slashing enemies. So I feel like, oh, I guess I could have done that in tower defense. I don't know, dude. I get so one track mind, and it's so hard to like talk it down, right? Because I'm like, I'm used to doing certain types of things, and then you feel comfortable doing it, and then you can map out like where the game jam's gonna go. But for new uncomfortable stuff, there's a lot more playing around, and we're already in Wednesday, so I was like, geez, like if I start writing systems for enemies spawning, movement, like I never even got to having the enemies move, so the enemies just kind of function as like a obstacle in the game. Like they're sort of enemies, quote unquote, but they don't really do much. They knock you back and they hurt you, and then I did do the freezing thing, so when you die, you like freeze. I mean, I had some transition animations there too. Yeah, but I don't know. I was more nervous about starting new systems. I was also kind of over the system management. Like I was like, all right, I have lights, and the lights are like opening doors. Like all that was kind of ready to go. Well, the fact that the lights sent off a signal, and then the doors just picked up on it. Yeah, I don't know. I get so one track mind, dude. It's really hard sometimes. I wish I had more time with this one in particular, because I feel like I could have made so much more interesting the designs for like the levels and stuff. Oh, I just fucked that one up. So I'm wondering though if anyone else did stuff for this game jam, because I would like to play their games for sure, or I might just play random people's games. We'll see. Yeah, but I knew like the click and dash into stuff felt kind of good from the start, so I just kind of kept doing that. Yeah, I guess it's kind of a slow day today, though. Who knows? I still have to go to work later, but... Yeah, actually, I kind of did. Yeah, that's all right. I guess once in a while we have a nice chat, so that's fine, but... It's all good. Hopefully, if the channel keeps growing, we keep uploading stuff, so... Yeah, I don't know. It's still fun to do the game jams. We'll see. See if there's. I wish I had more time to learn new things though. To be honest, like it'd be good to learn some 3D stuff. Sometimes it gets so. Thank you so much. Sometimes it gets so. I thought it would be better if the player has to engage with the enemies to do more combat. Yeah, I thought so too, but it was just. Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't. I should do more stuff like that, especially when it comes to like single screen kind of things, because like I get so locked into drawing animations and not animations, I mean environments, and then piecing them together with tile sets. There was one that I played from this game jam already that I looked at. I played this one called Beacon, and I was immediately impressed by like. Okay, it is showing this. Good. This was so good. Like I can't believe he made this in 9 days. It looks amazing. It looks a lot like Hyper Light Drifter or something. Yeah, the art style is so pretty. But he was doing like level design where he wasn't drawing in like everything all tiled out. I feel like that made so much sense. I don't know why I get locked into tiles all the time. Although the beginning kind of looks like it's tiled. Let's see if this loads up. But I was looking at it, I was like, wow, he looked like he just drew a bunch of like a crazy winding path for the environment and put enemies in. And then on top of that, he had pathfinding for enemies. So I was like, wow, I don't actually know how to do like a lot. I've done pathfinding, but like everything's always been, I would say rigid, but there isn't that much room to like mess around with stuff. I don't know. It's overall super impressed. I tried making a 3D horror game, kind of made a start of one, then abandoned, still put it up on itch for some reason. Yeah, it's nice to put stuff up. I don't think you should just like hoard stuff, you know what I mean? It feels good to just upload things. I don't know if this is gonna load though. Oh, there we go. Yeah. This kind of looks tiledish, right? Because it's kind of squared. But after a little bit into it, I noticed you went to like a forest section, and everything looked so organic. I was just ultra jealous. For some reason, it like hangs up there, but I think there was 2 people that worked on this game. I think it was like a programmer and an art, music, like everything else kind of person. which is kind of what I wanted to do when I did the music one. I was like, I'd love to do one where it's just I can kind of hang out, do my own thing, and give someone my assets. I feel like that'd be a cool way to do stuff. Yeah, this game just looks super cool. Trying to make a mobile game, but really busy with school. Yeah, it's at least you're going to school and like doing cool stuff though. I feel like once I got out of school and it felt like, all right, I'm just kind of working and doing nothing else. I felt like it got harder to relax and just play video games. I was like, all right, I want to work on something, make a bigger project. Yeah, but like maybe my memory's bad, but I feel like I guess he's just putting trees down, right? It felt so organic though, just going through it. So he has like a really basic, maybe this is like a tiled green forest thing, and he's just putting tree objects down and they function as walls. I don't know, just it made me realize how rigid some of my stuff is. Like I was going platform to platform and they're exactly like squares. Yeah, like I don't, it's kind of small, but these little like sections here, I don't know, I like that so much. Also, yeah, I'm a god gamer, okay? I can't get hit. I'm too good. Yeah, this whole thing, it looks kind of mazy and interesting. It made me reflect on like how my level design stuff has just been a little too stringent. I think I came from drawing like anti-tile set for a long time, and now like the pendulum swung too hard, I think. So time to do more organic stuff like this. It shouldn't even be that hard to. I mean, I guess it's not objects though, because he has like. Oh, did I die? I wasn't paying attention. Okay, never mind. I'm not that good. We're throwing. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Overall, just a super cool game. Yeah, and the art is so good too. Yeah, lots of games to try here. It's kind of wild. Yeah, I usually go way too fast with movement too. Kind of surprised that felt slower than I remembered it too when I was watching myself play, or when I was playing it now. Yeah, it is kind of slow and methodic, especially when you shoot in that game. You can't move, so maybe there's something to work on there. But I don't know. I try to find the stuff that seemed interesting about the game, and hey, it's a wild jam. Yeah, it's all the wild jams. I'm going in and looking at them. Although we don't have much people in here today, so I don't know. I'm not good at talking when there's nothing to talk about. I guess I could just play games, but or share my experiences. It is nice though getting better at. I feel more comfortable doing random drawings now. I remember like when I first started doing the game jam, I really wanted to just draw one little character and like kind of copy like how I do walk animations and idle animations. But now I feel way more comfortable, especially after doing the wolf. It's like, okay, yeah, let's jump into drawing some weird stuff. I mean, I guess the pumpkin was maybe true art stream. Yeah, maybe. Although I don't know if I have it in me to like mess around and draw stuff right now. What we could do is watch some devlogs. That'd be kind of interesting because I like to just chill out and watch stuff. Yeah, like little stuff like this. I know this is kind of a simple drawing. I don't know, just happy. It gives you some level of confidence of like, all right, I guess I can draw this random stuff. Maybe game design is like that more than others, where a lot of times in games, like I'll run into artists that are, I think, really good at drawing stuff, and they kind of have a similar thing that they're drawing from time to time. But then in video games, you get pushed to do these weirder and weirder things. Like I remember working at Lithium and being like, "Oh, hey, with this gun that we got in the game, it's called the boomerang gun. So if you could just draw that," and I'm like, "What the fuck? What the fuck is a boomerang gun? Come on, I don't know where do I even start with that." You see that a lot in games where they're just like the description is like so wacky. Maybe that's true for other mediums when you draw for other people, but yeah. I really want to make my ideas come to life, but I've never been free to spend time learning all the skills required, so I just get depressed. Oh no, your content has been such a great help. I hope so. Yeah, I hope it helps. Definitely just go out and do stuff. I don't know. I'll repeat on this a lot, but like all my early stuff was really bad, but you don't give up, and it gets better. So that's all you can really do. Although I was reflecting on it a bit the other day because we were talking about it. I think part of when we see people that are like really, really talented at a skill, especially at a young age, like when they're like early teens growing up, we kind of say that they're gifted or they have like this kind of very special skill, and like it would almost make it sound like they didn't work for it. But part of me thinks maybe the trick is if you start young enough, when you're drawing that like stuff that's not very good, or it doesn't have to be drawing, it could be writing music, right? When you're making the stuff that isn't that good, it's really good for your age. So you genuinely are happy to do it, and people around you are happy that you're doing it. Like I remember playing guitar at a young age and writing like some power chordy kind of songs and doing like solos with pentatonic scale, really, really basic stuff. But oh my God, it's a 12-year-old doing it. Oh, it's so cool. Like it enforces you so much. You're like, oh my God, I am really good at this. I should keep going. But if you're like, 25, it didn't have to be that much older, but just an adult, and you're like kind of doing that stuff, like feel like, oh, hey, cool, man, keep going. You'll get better. And you're like, there isn't that sincere level of like, oh my God, that's mind blowing. This is insane. So I think whatever you start working on as a young kid, that probably like helps you so much more with your confidence in doing it. And it's rewarding when it's bad. You don't have to like fake it or power through it. So as you get older, when you try new skills, you try to power through those moments where it's like, this is just not as good or where I want it to be. You have to power through and just not give up then. When you're a kid, you just get that part for free. So that's probably why a lot of people learn something when they're young and then just continue to be really good at it. A lot of it's too like the people you're comparing yourself with. Like when you're young, you're comparing yourself to your younger friends, and they're just not great at stuff because none of us are when we're younger. Have I made a Discord server yet? No, not yet. I probably should. Also, have someone got a link to the Patreon? Yeah, I do have a link to the Patreon somewhere. I'm trying to be super pushy with it though. All this wolf stuff I'll probably upload either when the video goes live, or I mean maybe I could do it earlier. That sends it. I don't even know how my own stuff works. Okay, there we go. Imagine being an artist for strangers is super hard. I always give vague ideas on what I want, and somehow always give me exactly what I envisioned. Yeah, some people are really good with that. That scares me so much, because like being an artist, I feel like more so than a lot of other mediums. Maybe I have to think this through. Maybe this take is wrong. Let me just think about it. What I'm gonna say is that like it feels like art just has a wider breadth of things that you can do. But maybe that's not true. Maybe it's just the expectations are wider. Because like if I'm a musician and I'm writing like metal or hard riff songs, no one's coming to me being like, oh, can you write this like classical instrumentation? Like very few people. But I would have people be like, oh, like this is back in like 2012 or something, like, oh, I have like this YouTube channel, we need like an edgy opening. So people would just come to me for the thing that I did. But I feel like a lot of times we come for artists, even if it's in the same art style, like I want pixel art, but I want you to draw a spaceship, like stuff you've never drawn before, another dimension, there's a snake monster. You're like, oh, okay, and you just have to start Googling like, what the fuck is this stuff? Yeah, maybe I'm wrong at that. That's how it feels, at least as an artist. It feels like at any moment I could challenge myself to draw something that I can't draw, or that you know what I mean, that's out of my level yet. Yeah, I don't know. There's cheats to it too. Like you can do little like tricks for how I do explosions. I feel like if I ever get super stuck on, especially for animations, you can go into like. So I don't want to say they're cheats, but they're little things to like blur what you're actually drawing, or you can like skip the drawing of it. I don't know if that makes sense, but like a lot of times enemies are flying. Why are they flying? Because like drawing them walking will take a lot longer, and I don't feel like doing that. So little things like that. It'd be awesome if you did streams where you can give ideas for game jams. Yeah, it would be kind of fun to do with the planning. I think the planning part would have been better to do on stream as opposed to the I'm halfway in and I don't know what I'm doing. I would love to say my ideas. Yeah, I would love to hear some ideas. Or, yeah, if we had a Discord server, just have a bunch of people on. They don't have to just be me talking. I'd be pretty based, actually. Trying to think if I can think of any of these, like, cheaty kind of things that I do. Like, I don't say they're cheaty, but they're just, like, little tricks that help, Dude, my hard drive is so full. Here's how it feels doing game jams. It feels like I'm constantly out of time. Always, and behind the 8 ball. So many times, like, and then I have little stuff like this that gets in my background, and I'm like, man, I have to take time to like fix this. Like, yeah, it's all the little things. Like this was at like, I think this was at 1 or 2 gigs free. It was like all red and paranoid and freaking out, and then I went and just like deleted Starfield because I'm not gonna play this. Like, fuck it. I wanted to so bad. I wanted to just relax and play a game. Even though some people said it wasn't good, I didn't care. I just wanted to have a moment, and I realized that like I think I'm beyond that right now. I need like something drastically to change up. How'd you get so good at pixel art? I don't think I'm that great at pixel art. I feel like I'm okay at it, and I try to get better at it. Here, actually, we're in the files right now. We could go to old pixel art. I don't know where the oldest stuff is. Ships. This is probably where I started doing pixel. Yeah, look, I don't even have a Photoshop file. It's just little Little ships. This is my first ever like dash ever. I wish I could open this in Photoshop though. It's all. Okay, maybe here. This is a Photoshop file. Look, this is what I'm talking about. This is like my friend was like, hey, you're an artist, can you do art? And this is like some of the stuff I made him. And then if you went back and saw the chat logs, it'd be us going like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, this could be really cool. And like, this is before I had the purple, like I do a purple background for everything for no reason. I don't know. I just feel like it helps. This before, because I had black outline. So I wanted to have a color that wasn't black. But yeah, look, like this is all goofy ass art. But I remember being like, oh, this is so cool. Like I'm an artist, but like you gotta start somewhere, right? So I don't know. It almost feels like you got to get all the bad ideas out, and then you can move on to good ideas. Yeah, like I'm like trying to learn how to do shading for the first time ever, and it's just going like, it's darker, lighter, into the lightest, and then back. It's almost like a robot drew it. And then you just kind of like, you have empty space here in the ship, so you start just filling it with like random squares. Like, oh yeah, there's a square here and there. And then I think you get bored of the drawing, so you're just like, all right, let's animate it. So that way it's something to look at, right? I don't know. It was fun at the time. Yeah. What other old bad art do I have? You're gonna have bad art. I'm still gonna have bad art, but just look. This one's got a giant bubble. I wish I had this one. Oh yeah, because I came to him with art ideas, and this idea, like this blocking technique, but he was like, well, it's not really going to block the ship if you get shot, and I don't know how to code it turning and all that stuff. So he's like, what if we just did a bubble instead? So I animated that, but I'm sure it's rough. I'm sure it's really rough. I don't think you could relax a lot playing Starfield, just get bored. Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to try it, but I really loved Oblivion. Was probably one of my favorite games of all time. And then Skyrim I played a lot of, but I never really like hooked me in the same way. But Oblivion was like, I was still in high school. It was like 2006, right? And that's my first time, like, you know, they always say like leaving the open world environment and like going out into like leaving the intro, like in Oblivion, it's the prison, and going out to the open world for the first time just felt like super cool. I'm back. Hello. Hi. What's up? I remember someone once reached out to me to code for them, and they wanted me to make their game in a language I have never touched in my life. That sounds awful. Kotlin in particular, is that what it was? My chat is like on the bottom right here. It's so annoying. I need to like move it up for me. Oh, and mobile game making is so annoying. I worked on a team with 4 people in college working on a game for a project, and it was torture. The team stuff is really tricky for me, because I feel like I don't have that confidence to be like, this is what I know is right and we're doing it. It's more like, this is what I think we should do and I hope this is good. And then, yeah, it feels like you can't ever, I don't know. It's just a whole balancing act. So I want to do more of it, but the more I get further in game dev, the more I can feel confident about certain opinions. Because the worst is if you do like really convince someone like, this is what we got to do and this is the right way to make a thing. And then you're wrong. And you took everything off the rails, which I did in Lithium a lot. You take everything off the rails and you push in a crazy direction, and then it just wasn't worth it. Nardev, what's up? Are you planning on joining any there's like a thing there, non-game? Why is the heart there? Non-Godot. Okay, non-Godot game jams. I would like to join them. Hello, by the way. Hello. Non-Godot game jams. Maybe if I just did art, but I don't know if I'd want to. Here would be my non-Godot game jam. I'd make like, what's like the easiest arcade game? Like I'd have to just learn how to code in a different language. I'd be super lost. Yeah, maybe. Nah, I really don't think I would. Maybe if I did art, that's all I would say. If I had something that was like, oh, I'm gonna do art, and you can do whatever engine you think is best. Just tell me what you need. Then I probably would do that. Yeah, but this is old bad art. I'm sure I have more old bad art somewhere. 2020 game characters. Oh, look at these. These are so bad. This was like I was at work getting into pixel art. And sorry if this is weird to look at old bad art, but I don't know, it's always in you somewhere. Look at this. This is like very, you know, like deviant art. Like deviant, what is deviant art, the website, yeah. Yeah, let's draw edgy guy with a cloak. I'm getting better at shadows here, so this was probably after the. Yeah, this is rough to look at, honestly. I gotta change it, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I don't know. That's just evidence that we all start somewhere, right? If I want to draw pixel art, I can't even make a Pac-Man. You can make a Pac-Man. How do you make a Pac-Man? How hard could that be? 32 probably. What color is Pac-Man? I mean, I know color, but like how big is he? He's like orange and he's probably pretty small. Jesus Christ. All right, ready for us to fail at Pac-Man. He's like orange, right? I think we kind of nailed it, to be honest. We need like the speed run timer on the right side. Okay, I guess he's got a mouth though, right? Hold on, let me see. I'm not even lying. Let me pull up the reference photo. Right? We need a reference. Pac-Man. Oh, he's got way more going on. Look at him. He's got a black outline. He's got like a little eye that's like somewhere over here. And then we like do something like this is gonna be bad. I can already see. No, the eye's farther in, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's just smaller. This is depressed. No, all right, we got there. Listen, that's good enough. All right, we made a Pac-Man. This is, you know what? Fine. The bad art is here to stay. That's maybe that. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. And he's got like a black outline. Modify range, expand 1 pixel. He's got like an extra. Oh no, it's there we go. There we go, guys. We did it. We made the most scuffed Pac-Man. His eye is black. I don't know. That's how they draw him. I can't tell you. Oh, I guess this one he's grumpy in. I don't know. This is all we got. This is all the art you're gonna get from me today. Okay, I'm fresh off the game jam. Maybe we do like. His shape is wrong. There's something wrong with his mouth for sure. Can we redo his mouth? Control D. I don't know. We made it worse. We're keeping him there. What microphone do I use? I don't know. I got this microphone a long time ago as a gift, sort of. And it's plugged into the Focusrite Sapphire thing. It's a condenser mic. I know that. It's probably, if I had to guess, under $100. So it's pretty cheap. And then the one thing I would do, and I recommend this to anyone doing any of the YouTube audio stuff, is I guess it maybe it depends on your voice and your setup, but EQ and compress your voice. That's what I do, and I think it makes my videos a lot better. The old videos, you can hear the difference. The old shorts, it's just me talking. Well, the old ones are me talking into a laptop mic, which is really bad. And then at some point I graduate to this mic with no compression, no EQ, and it just sounds kind of flat. It's hard to explain it. There's a lot more bass in my voice, and what I do is cut the bass out, because most of your voice is going to exist in like the mid to high register. You don't really want that bassiness anyway. It just kind of makes it sound muddled. Hello, I played a few of your games and I really liked it. I really like the details in your animations, really amazing pixel art animation. You did inspire me. Love your energy and videos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I hope to keep doing these YouTube video stuff. I think I might do a video this coming up, maybe in January, about like, yeah, all the videos and all the projects I did, all the different game jams. He has a black eye. Yeah, if his eye's black, okay, this is how he looks. We went over the lore, okay? I could have drawn this one. This one's a good Pac-Man. It's a little more scuffed, but in a kind of a cute way. Okay, listen, I think I did better than that. I gotta give myself a little credit, not to be mean, but that looks like he's like aggressive. Okay, this never mind. Why the fuck does he look so weird? All right, fuck it, I'm wrong. The mine's a little messed up too. Okay, it's so much better at my pixel arts. That's a masterpiece. Just paint on canvas. Some random spam phone calls. Too many distractions. And sell for 12 mil. Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna sell. This is it, guys. This is how to be a pixel artist. We got there. Usually when you do shadows, you go like, well, you can do color theory stuff, but I don't know. You go like down. I go like more saturation as you have more darkness in the shadow, and then something like that. There you go. He's shaded. Oh no, the eye is on the same layer. Maybe something like this too, where the brush is kind of like doing a lot of the shape for us, because it's just like a circle. Although his basic mouth opening is just wrong, but I don't want to go back and fix it, so. Let's see. Where is my... Too many like tabs open, dude. It's hard not to boom out nowadays. There we go. All right. Proof that Backman isn't that easy to make. Yeah, true. It's tricky. You gotta do the work to make him not look like he's falling apart. Do you have a arts background before drawing pixel art? No, not really at all, actually. Yeah, not at all. That's why I was showing the old art, because it's like, yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. The art background I had was a lot of graphic design. I took classes on like, hey, make a logo, and it was a community college, so it wasn't like anything fancy. Yeah, but no, I would say I pretty much had none. Like, I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing in college. When I was like ultra young, like fresh out of high school, I remember thinking like, oh, I wish I could go in like video game journalism. But you guys can probably tell here, I get so like, I'm so shit at reading. Like, I'm just like, all right, I'll just read stuff. I'll skip lines. I'm like, all right, hold on, let me slow down. I mean, part of that's because I'm nervous, but like, yeah, I was always more of a math guy than an English guy, which is funny because I guess for these videos I have to write the intro scripts, and there's more, use more of my English from high school and college, but. Yeah, so I was like, oh, I wish I did something in video games. I wish I did something like that. That could be cool. But that was very short-lived. I mean, maybe a semester, and I was like, no, this is boring. I don't want to do this. And then that just evolved into multimedia studies was the official name of the degree. But it was just like all the fun stuff and not having to... Because you took some art classes in community college, but they were never like fun. I don't know. Traditional art is way different, though. I always like digital art way better. I took a 3D modeling class, too. I remember that, and that was pretty cool. That's pretty chill. Yeah. As simple as that. Write a Millionaire 101 book. Yeah, you know what? You should, because I could use a couple million right about now. That'd be kind of nice. Not gonna lie. It's the same as Peppa Pig 4 Eyes Theory. Oh, okay. Is that like is that cursed? Should I look that up? It's gonna ruin my search history. Peppa Pig 4 Eyes Theory. Wait, did I misread it? No, I didn't misread it. Okay. 4 Eyes Theory. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is the same theory. This is actually a good art thing. Here, let me pull this up. Wait, is it? I can never tell when Google's going to randomly dox me, being like, hey, Peppa Pig is in your town at this address. So, like, okay, thanks for telling me, I guess. Like, yeah, that is, yeah, because it's on the same side. It's a cute look, though, but yeah, the 4 eyes. That's how it would look from the face on. So there you go. It's actually an art style. There we go. We're learning, chat. Oh my god. All right. I can barely make pixel art with great references. I couldn't possibly make pixel art just off the top of my head. I don't think so. When most people are like making things from the top of their head, I think there's like a really clear vision that you're basing off of. But I think if you talk to any good artist, you're gonna have that vision with everything, regardless, and you're also gonna have your target thing you're looking at. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. And also a lot of it comes with experience. Like when I've drawn characters before, if I was, my channel was like, hey, it's the wolf drawing channel, I just draw pixel art wolves. At some point, you'd be like, do you really need to how many times we're going to bring up the same couple things? Like it would be so part of your vocabulary of like drawing these things. So I think that comes from part of it too. A lot of artists, I feel like growing up, a lot of artists I knew in school, they were like bored in classes and they were just like sketch stuff out. And then you sketch the same thing enough times, like you feel like it becomes second nature and you don't need those references anymore. So that's part of it. But don't let it get you down. Because I think we're all on the same kind of playing field there. It's just about having the experience. Would you ever try to make a 3D game with a pixel shader? Yeah, I think about that a lot. Oftentimes I wish I could just pause time between these game jams. And so I could learn some of things like 3D or, yeah, there's so many other things I'd like to learn too. Like I thought about doing an RPG recently and just realized how far away I am from things like that. But the time always feels like it's ticking because like every month these game jams are happening. It feels really bad to take one off. And then I have my other game I'm working on. So then I'm like, okay, like, sorry, I got distracted by Streamlabs here. Yeah, I don't want to abandon that. It almost feels like my life would be so much easier if I just didn't have the main project and I just did game jams. And then, in between the game jams, I just worked on developing my skill set, but I'm too far. I always feel like I'm too far in to give up on a thing. I'm like really big into like just doubling down. So yeah, I got to figure something out though. Maybe some time away from a game jam or maybe really, really de-scoping, like reducing the scope of Far Gone Frontier until it's like a really simple game, and then just get it done and just be like, all right, we learned our lesson. Don't try to do something like that again. Where, I mean, I don't know. It's a rough thing to be inspired by like Binding of Isaac because it's such a big and sprawling game. And to be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do a game like that where you pick up items and they all affect your character and they all interact with each other. And it's like, why would you think? Well, that was the worst color to pick. Why would you think that'd be like a doable first game? And I don't know. You don't think things through when you're like an early game dev. I'm trying to see if I can get like a nice lighting color, but this is like way too dark. This color, but lighter. I don't know. We're failing. I don't know if you should have like light on the top like that. Yeah, I guess that looks right. Oh wait, chat's happening. Hello. It's not the bane of my existence. I don't know what was the bane. Peppa Pig 4i theory, was that the bane of your existence? Your game jams have really inspired me, and this week I got to release my first game as part of a big mode game jam. Dude, nice. Thanks for the push to get me out there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, dude. Congrats. Let me see. Do you have a YouTube channel? You seem like you have like a YouTuber name. Niles Games. Oh, maybe not. Wait, no. Why don't you show up? Can I just click your name there? No, I can't. I wish it was easier just to jump into your guys' like channels and see if there's like, because I want to see if you had video of the game or anything. Oh, my chat just went away. What the heck? Alright, well, whatever. I haven't made a video on the jam yet, but I will soon. Okay, cool. I swear I don't know half the stuff in my games work after a week. Oh, how half of them work? Yeah, that's how I feel going. I thought about like, hey, maybe we'll go back and retouch up some game jams. Like, it'd be cool to do a video being like, oh, here's Sunseeker. We're going to touch it up and work on it again. But then I think about opening those projects and I'm like, dude, that sounds rough. I got to be honest. Like, it doesn't sound like that's going to be fun. From what I understand, Binding was done like 6 months ago. Yeah, that's what I understand too, which is crazy to me. I mean, it was 2 guys, and it was done as like a, I would say afterthought, but he was like, was he coming off of Super Meat Boy? And he was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like do this small project. I think he did it in Flash, and he said it ran like shit. I remember hearing him, I used to listen to these podcasts about it, when I was working Night Crew a lot. And I remember him saying something like that. He just didn't know it was gonna blow up. I guess in some ways he just was ahead of the curve on that, like that genre of being roguelikes, because it fits so well for indie games where it's like, oh, if you could just replay it, I don't have to make as much content. But now for a new developer and new, actually pretty, I don't say new to pixel art, but when I started it, I was like, I felt comfortable doing some stuff, but it still was, it's always like a learning process. So definitely in over my head on that game. Your pixel art is a 3D game, Paper Mario style. It could be easily transitioned. Yeah, I think of that too. There's a YouTuber that makes stuff like that, and it seems like it'd be really cool. It would be awesome if you tried learning new stuff on stream. Maybe. Okay, listen, I'm gonna embarrass myself. I don't know if I can learn anything. Most of my learning is like it's wrong, and then you just keep going. But I have to like be hyper focused. Like I get distracted super easily. I used to, back when I couldn't, I don't know why I couldn't bring my laptop to work. I could have brought my laptop to work. I was just convinced that like I shouldn't. But I remember back then, I used to bring, or they'd have like pieces of paper and a pencil, and I'd try to sketch out like I have them next to me actually. They're little like writings for code, and it would be like, I want to say like 75% like correct, like how code is written. But it was just because I was so excited to work on Godot back then. Also, Night Crew was so boring. There's nothing to do. So. But looking back now, I should have brought my laptop to work. Like, no one would have cared. Like, I could have just hid out somewhere. I was there alone most nights. But I never did. Hey, yeah, my stream up? Yeah, it's a boring stream. I'm learning how to stream, so we're just trying random stuff. And I wish I could stream for longer, but I have work. All these days I stream, I just have to go to work later, so... I just try to like jam it in and figure it out as I go. But I'm coming down from the game jam and just trying to relax, which is the opposite of streaming because it's like making me nervous. But I don't know. I thought about just like sitting here. I was like, I could just like relax and not do anything for the next 2 hours, but it feels like a waste of time. And I hate doom scrolling and like just bring up my phone and just like constantly wasting time. So that's the one thing I will say that like is impossible to get away from. Like I don't spend a lot of time playing games anymore, or which I want to, but I don't. Right? I have more focus on making stuff, but I still will like look at my phone and lose like an hour sometimes. Like Jesus Christ. Your work is fantastic. Keep up. Thank you so much, Richie. I appreciate that. I caught a stream. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's not that exciting. It's just me kind of ranting for a little bit. So what am I making? I finished the last game jam, which was this wolf game. Although I just messed it up by putting this shadow here. It doesn't normally look like that. Which means I had Godot open, I guess. I didn't know what I was pressing. Which makes sense, because when I'm streaming, I'm like hitting random buttons. Let's see if it's going to let me mess with it, though. Also, the naming conventions are so bad on levels, because it's always like test level is the first level, and then that ends up being like a hard-coded name, because I don't want to change it and risk everything breaking. Also, this is a nightmare. Okay, this is the level, right? I do so many bad things. If you're doing Godot, just don't do these things. I don't know why I do them. I do them every time. I can't help it, chat. I just can't help it. Okay. Every time, I know I'm going to have a canvas layer that's going to be important, and I'm going to have things on it. So in this one, it's this little transition slide, and it does this. Hold on, let me play it. Still white bars, they come over and they close, and then like when you die, let's see if I can find a place to die real quick. They're gonna transition us, right? Cool, awesome. So that's always gonna be there. That's where the canvas exists. It exists on that field. Why would I start the level right here, and then every time I want to work, like the level's behind this, so I have to go find the transition node and turn it off. Oh, it's not that one. It's this one up here, and then work on this. And then I start the game and there's no transition node. Like, oh yeah, let me turn it back on and back on. It's like this flickering thing. I can't help it. I'm brain dead. I just do it every time. It drives me crazy. And then the other one I can't really help is that I always make the levels dark because they look good. But then look how hard this is to see what you're working on. So I have to come in here and turn this off every time. You know what I should have done? It's just made it so in code this turns on. I'm a dumb fuck. God damn it. You know how many times I like, all right, Kylie, you got to try the game. Let me see how you feel. And I start it and it looks like this. Oh, that looks okay because we're zoomed in. Hold on. Or is it the wrong level? Test level. Yeah, we're on the wrong level. This level. Yeah, it looks like this, and you're like, well, that doesn't look right, and I have to restart it and like mess with it. I don't know. It's just, yeah, much better this way. Okay, sorry, that was a little rant. How did you go through your coding process? When I make games, I write how a feature would work down on paper and then transfer it. It works extremely well since everything I do is now on the same piece of paper. That sounds really smart. I don't even think that far ahead. Well, I try to think far ahead, but I don't write it down. So what I'll do is I'll be like, I have pieces of paper here that's like, oh, this is like how a freezing bullet should work in Far Gone Frontier. So it's just, it's a random bullet, and I write down the code for what that bullet should do. That's as far as I would go, and then I'd have that piece of paper, and then I'd go to sit down and implement it, and it would be probably 75% correct, because there's certain things I don't remember, because I'm like, oh yeah, no, this isn't written this way, this is written this, because there's like auto completes and stuff like that. So, but it would be helpful just to have those pieces of paper, and then it felt like you weren't starting from scratch, because a lot of times working on a project, actually, it's really hard if you know you're like when I have to work on this YouTube video for the next one, that sitting down, hitting record, and doing the audio for the video is going to be a nightmare. It's going to be like 6 hours of talking and re-recording myself over and over again. But if I write down the intro to that video, and I come to sit down tomorrow, it's my day off, and that's the day I'm going to try to get it all done, I feel like that intro is going to be easy. I could just worry about trying to deliver the lines and not flub it up. I don't have to worry about, like, I'll just pull up the intro and read it. Hopefully it doesn't sound like I read it. But yeah, then after the intro, we'll sort of ease into making the actual video, right? So I have to figure out what I'm going to say and write that or speak it. So the same thing for coding. Like, oh, if I write down this couple of like little coding things, okay, when I go to sit down, I don't have to sit down and be like, all right, be smart, make a thing. It's like, no, I have the thing. Let's start with this. We already wrote it down. And then this is going to ease me into writing some other code. This code's going to jog my memory of like, oh, this freezing bullet needs to work in this way. You know, it'd be cool as a lava bullet. I don't have that. I just made that up. But you know what I mean? It just helps the whole process kind of go smoothly. Oh, the game is behind. Yeah, the game's always behind. Why does it do that? Whoops. There we go. For some reason, Godot likes to get on top. Well, that's kind of suggestive. But you know what I mean. It likes to get in the way. Let's see. Read some of this chat here. I need to click this. Okay. Sorry, I'm scrolling up here to read some random stuff. Is there a way for us to send you our pixel art and you critique it and fix the problems? Phew, I don't know if I'm that good at that. We could do something where I can kind of like, I think this is the issue, but it would be more chat helping than just me helping. Besides the chill, can't see. Yeah, my bad. You couldn't see that stuff. That's all right. It's up here now, so hopefully you can see the Godot stuff I mentioned. But Godot is over game screen. Yeah, my bad. Spaghetti code and other random triggers on canvas. Yeah, spaghetti code is rough, dude, and it's hard not to. I get better at less spaghetti code the more I do it. But that's because you make the mistake and then it's so hard to go back and fix it, but the game jam just lets you abandon the mistake. And then when you go into the next one, you're like, wait, I did this last time. There's a way to fix this. We don't have to do the same thing over and over again. You can't go wrong with stringing random code you found on the internet together. Don't worry. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Do you have the link to the game for us? Yeah, I do. The game is done. Sorry, this is a pretty old chat now, but I just want to catch up on it. Let's see. Submissions. I need to move stuff. That way I can make sure what's shown on screen is actually getting shown. Okay. Close that. Close my Peppa Pig for eye theory. Very interesting. We're learning chats. It's good stuff. Yeah, this is it. There we go. That's the game, the wolf game. Hopefully it's not too much like my other stuff. I know it has a lot of the same vibes, but part of that was just because, like I said this before, I didn't really know what I was doing until like halfway through the jam. So then it became relying on old tropes that I know. Yeah, but hopefully we do less of that going forward. And plus, if you need something similar in the future game, you can just find it on the paper. Yeah, that's so true, actually, because my code, I do open old files a lot, and you start digging through stuff, but having that code on a piece of paper would be smart if it was all organized. This is Godot 3.5, because when I started to learn Godot was in November 2022, and 4.0 wasn't stable, I believe, or at least I didn't think it was. I think that's what a friend told me. I don't know, I'll blame them. So instead, I was like, all right, I'll do 3.5, and then there's also a lot of tutorials for 3.5. So for now, I'm sticking to it because my plan isn't to be like this ultra smart coding guy. My plan is more like get better at making games and get better at making games that are fun or impactful. I guess they don't always have to be fun, but that they have some reason to play. Yeah, getting past that whole like, because it feels like if I start learning Godot 4, I'll have to back up into like a little bit like how do you make things and what are the basics. Which is fine, and it'll probably help future-proof some of my learning, but I just don't feel like it right now. I feel like I really just want to make cool stuff. Yeah, hopefully I can make something cool. Oh, okay, interesting. The HTML. Dude, I fucked up the export. When I export it for Windows, I mess this up every time. I do a download one, and then it ends up being like the last thing I do, and I kind of don't think too much about it. And so this one I did for Enkindled is the name of the wolf game. I didn't like upload both halves of the file. I guess it's like two. It's like the launcher and then like some info file, I think. Something like that. And I basically forgot one of them. But then I don't think I can just add it after 4 o'clock because it's like a hard deadline. So I just removed that because it wasn't working at all. And now there's only the browser one, which, I mean, it's playable and it seems better than the music game. The music game was like really laggy. So I'm good there, but yeah, I don't know why I always messed that one up. It's because I put it off till the game jam's coming to a close and I'm stressing out. I haven't slept in hours. Yeah. Oh, we just have the random game on screen. We need our nice Pac-Man. He doesn't look right, guys. We messed him up, okay? And I'm not taking credit. You guys have 50% of this credit because someone said draw Pac-Man or something. Yeah, he's not... There's something about his mouth that never looked right, and it just... All right, we got to give him the Peppa Pig eyes. We decided on it, okay? Oh my god, it got better. I knew it. I always believed in the Peppa Pig methodology. Oh my god. I'm not going to lie. This might be the best art I've ever done. This is going on the Patreon. We're about to make some big fucking... The millions that High Tier Mortal was mentioning. Okay, they're gonna start coming in. I feel it. But yeah, I don't know. I was pretty happy with this game. I wish I could get into more puzzle elements, if anything, but... Still, it was fun to work on. I'm just happy it's done. And I probably won't stream Wednesday, I think. And the only thing is, because I was thinking about it, I was like, these are the 2 days I close, Monday and Wednesday. And the problem is for Wednesday, I'm gonna do the video Tuesday, and then I kind of want to just get it done before Christmas. I feel like that'd be so nice. Arian Michael, hello. Yeah, it'd be so cool just to get it all done. Do you know what I mean? That way I don't have to worry about anything and just kind of relax. Because I know me, if something's happening on Christmas and I have some free time, I'll bring it up and start editing. And it would be nice to not be that guy. Especially if I won't bring my laptop if we go somewhere. But yeah, if it's me and Kylie at the apartment, I'm going to be like, hey, why don't you go doom scroll on your phone over there so I can edit for a couple hours. That's literally how I name my stuff. I always tell myself I won't do it next time, and I do it anyway. Yeah, I can't. Me from the past is the worst enemy that I have. It's just me doing dumb stuff, and I have to live with those consequences. It's horrible, but at the same time, at least I'm doing dumb stuff. So everyone's like, "Oh, how do I get into pixel art?" It's like, just draw it. Watch some cool tutorials and just get going, because it's all you can really do. Unless you don't want to do pixel art, which I think is fine too, or any art. Because a lot of times, like when I feel people not push me, but be like, "Oh, hey, you should learn this coding thing or that thing, or Unity's better," and I'm like, I just don't know if I care so much about being like a great coder. So yeah, I said that before, but yeah, it's still just true. Like, yeah, I don't know, like, if you have to be an artist to make games, right? It's kind of a side thing. The only hard part is that, like, it feels like people care way more. Like, my game could be deeply unfun, but if it looks kind of pretty with the lighting, then all of a sudden it feels like it's a better game than it is, which is kind of cheap, but I don't know. There's no way around that. But good stuff does shine through. Like, I remember for the Ludum Dare one, there was this puzzle game. I wish I could find it again. This guy made a puzzle game, and I think he drew the art. It was like really simplistic 2D sprites. I don't think anything was animated either, and it was all grid-based movement. So you'd tap like up on the D-pad, and it would auto move you left or right or up or down, right? And then he did his whole game jam, and it was a 48-hour one. And for some reason, there's something about that game. Like, I don't want to be mean, it didn't look good, but like there's something about the game that was like intensely like addictive. It was a really hard puzzle game, and it had floors, and you'd go up the floors. It was like isometric looking down at it, if you could call it isometric. It was very simple looking. And as you went up the floors, if you like failed a puzzle or you did the puzzle wrong, you'd like fall through a hole, and you'd see yourself falling into old floors. And I remember thinking, like, this is really frustrating. I shouldn't want to play this. I should want to quit. It doesn't look great. And it was one of my favorite ones I played. And I even messaged him. I was like, there's something about like how when you played like Dark Souls 1 and you got to like the Undead Burg and it kicked your ass and you went to go check for skeletons in the graves and then you kicked your ass too, that you didn't put the controller down, there's something there that like, why didn't I put the controller? There must have been some reason. And like the same thing with that puzzle game. I got stuck on like puzzle 2 for like 10 minutes. For a game jam, it's insane because like I said before, there's so incentive to like put it down and play something else. But yeah, I messaged him. I was like, I want to know, like, not that he has the answer, but for some reason, something he did there, I would say a small part was connecting the puzzles. So failing on puzzle 5 and falling down into room 3 and being like, oh, I've been here. Like, God damn it. And I know how to solve this, so let's just solve it and get back up there and not fall again. It sounds like it should be punishing you and wants you to, like, stop doing it, but it connected the world in a way that felt, like, deeper. Like I said, the art wasn't doing it for me, and I don't remember if there was any text, maybe a very little. It was all, like, images and icons, actually. But yeah, there was something about that. And also part of it that helped too was that his chat in Ludum Dare, his comment section, it had like a good amount of comments. The whole community was pretty lively on a lot of posts, so it wasn't just him. But his comments were a lot of like, I got stuck on puzzle 25, and someone like, I got to 47. I'm like, there's not 47 puzzles. Get the fuck out of here. But there were, and yeah. And then I remember thinking like, yeah, this is fun, but I'm at puzzle 10. I'm not getting past this. And then seeing a chat about how puzzle 15 was hard. I'm like, well, 15's alright. I get past 10. So I think community helps a lot too. It's hard to play a game in a vacuum, but if you can play it with like some level, when there's a community, it makes it feel like the difficulty is worth it. Because like, why bang your head against a wall for a game that like no one knows exists, or if it's like the most random thing? But MZF pro tip: show hints before you actually use stuff. Like use the light in the first candle, and the hint use the mouse. Yeah. That's definitely a good idea. I think I did the hint stuff, or like the messaging system was yesterday, so when the game jam was due. And there's definitely a little bit of like I think it was just going to be, you were just going to click start to start, and it wasn't have nothing to do with using the light. there was gonna be like a word start or something, something obvious like that. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll just put like a light here, and then that'll send a signal to start the game. So I did that, and then like later it tells you how to use the light. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Why would I have that? Like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't. Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah, I think I tell you how to dash before the first gap. I think. I make text-based games sometimes, and I always struggle to come up with ideas since I'm pretty new to writing. Since I'm pretty much writing a book and coding. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of stuff. Writer's block is the worst thing ever. Yeah, I felt the way about music a lot. And with music, I was like, yeah, you write like the same kind of corporations over and over again. And for music writer's block, solving that was always learning someone else's song, like a bunch of other songs. It just opens your mind different ways. I don't know what the writer's version of that would be. Maybe you take in different stories and helps you like adjust. One time I made a Backrooms text-based game. One of the first games, and I was very proud of it. Yeah, that sounds cool. A text-based game sounds like a mess for logic, right? Because isn't it just a lot of like, I don't say it's if statements, but I don't know how to manage all that stuff. I think that's why I get drawn to all the moving a character around, because you get so much like freedom. Like the code gets to be so lightweight. I can just have a movement script, and then there's walls you collide with. Like, you get so much for free there. But for a text thing, it's like, it feels really coding heavy. I look at the monitor, and I keep wondering when the wolf's tail is going to be set on fire. Yeah, never. He's immune. Who wanted me to do an arson or whatever? A game where you start a fire. Also, I was happy that I did parallax backgrounds in this. It's not really that important. I probably wasted a lot of my Tuesday, which is like the big day to work on stuff, doing that. But it was nice just to put everything together. This shadow here is killing me. Why is that there? Oh, just ran off the edge. Oh, nice. Can you take a game I've been making for the past month? I would love to hear your thoughts on it. I'll shoot the YouTube link. Yeah, I would definitely do that. I would probably not be super critical, because I don't know, I don't want to be mean. Or it's amazing and you don't need any help from me at all, so that could be it too. I don't know if I can do it today though, because it is almost 11 o'clock, and that's when I'm going to head out and go to work. So I got like 7 more minutes or so like that. But it's been chill, hanging out. And I'm still having fun doing it, so we'll keep doing it. But we might have to figure out content to do, because I think we've covered all like the pixel art questions. I think over the past 2 streams, it's been like, how to pixel art, and I say how to pixel art, and now we're done how to pixel arting. We've done it all. Hello. Welcome to a scuffed stream where we're just gonna ramble about experience working on games. Oh, and draw a Pac-Man. Look, we got a Pac-Man. Very exciting. Oh, I'm gonna die because I alt-tabbed. I thought about doing like, if I could stream like during the holidays or something, I thought about would be fun for me and actually relaxing would just be stream me playing. I think it'd be relaxing. Me playing Dark Souls 1. I think that'd be fun. And just to come full circle, I feel like I talk about it a lot, and I mean I talk about Isaac more, but I don't know. It just seems like a fun game to mess around with, and I'll probably fail and choke and yeah, make mistakes, but yeah, we added the derpy Pac-Man eyes. Yeah, the 4-eyed Peppa Pig. There's a dialogue manager for Godot that probably do a lot of the heavy coding. Yeah, I think I heard about one early on when I was getting into Godot, but I never. I have a thing with like plugins that I always like shy away from them. I don't know why. Like, I know maybe plugin isn't the right word, but like, no, I guess it is. But same thing with like mods for games and stuff. I always just think like, no, I want like the pure experience. And it sounds weird, but like, I guess growing up there was a lot of like problems with stuff like that, like modding and plugins like, for old programs. But nowadays it feels so much better and easier to use, so I shouldn't be so like afraid of them. For the rhythm game, I remember Chris did he did some kind of plugin for doing the metronome basically. They kept time, and you could put in the tempo, and it would do all of that back end for us. And it worked really well, so I don't know what I was all worried about, but yeah, it feels like there's so much work to set them up, and then they're also like you have to learn like what's happening in them. And then sometimes I feel like we get a plugin, and I'm like, I could have just coded this. Like, I don't know if this is doing too much for me, but dialogue is a lot, so maybe for dialogue. Because for dialogue, I feel like I have to make like an array of texts, and then we have to cycle through them depending on what's happening. I don't even know. I already probably said some dumb shit. That probably doesn't make sense. I use game engines made for text-based games when I want to make one. Most have gone out of commission, but Twine still exists. Oh, like the engines are gone. Gotcha. You should make a stream where you rate viewers' art or play viewers' games. I would love to play people's games. I think it'd be fun. I don't know if there's like the audience for that, if you guys want to watch me do stuff like that. But I thought about it. We played someone's game today that I really liked. Although I just kind of ran through it, and I want to talk about how the environment was so genuine. Which I still really didn't get an answer on that. At first I thought he was just placing trees down. But now, like, I don't know. Like, this, yeah. Yeah, this game was impressive, dude. 9 days. Some of this looks like tiles, though, so I don't know. Sometimes it's like things are tiled, but your whole job as an artist is to make it look like they aren't. Which helps things look organic, so. Should be an interesting day at work. Should be a busy one, so. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know. I'm just happy the jam's over. Yeah, for the next jam, if I have a character moving around with WASD, I will tell you this. I think something has gone wrong. Because I think I should move away from that. And, like, it's hard to grow if I just keep doing the same thing. And this felt like a good send-off of that type of game. I wanted to shake it up when we had the rhythm game. I think I was pushing for that kind of shake up then because I knew I wouldn't have to head the coding of it. So I was like, oh yeah, we should do something that I'm not comfortable with so I could see someone else do it and then kind of through osmosis learn it. But that didn't happen. We ended up doing WASD movement. And then, yeah, and then for this game, I was like, some friends suggested the idea that we have the wolf move with like pointing and clicking to move around, but yeah, I didn't think that was gonna make the game any better, so I didn't do it. But I should have, just to be like, okay, we learned how to do a different thing, how to interact in a different way. I don't know. It's a tricky business. I don't know. But yeah, for the next game jam, I gotta change it up, I think. No more of the same stuff. Yeah, I'll move the arrow keys. Yeah, true, okay? When he's moving the arrow keys, you gotta back me up in the comments. Like, no. It's definitely different. Oh, I just killed myself. It's definitely different. It's not the same thing at all. 3D would be a blast to do, but like, that's probably too much. I think for 3D, I'd have to take a month off game jams to learn them. Or just make something really, really simple. But I don't know. Oh my god, I can't click that one to save my life. Also, I felt like this combat worked out pretty well, the whole click and dash thing. I wasn't sure until we got, like, really far into it, but yeah, near the end, I was like, okay, it's kind of fun. It'd be more interesting if there are things that you, like, more different enemies, like stuff that moved at you or shot at you. Oh, look, the snow stops there. I never caught that. That's because there's a, for the particle system in Godot, there's a, it's like the emission size, and it can only... You have to like adjust it, but I made it really big, but then the level just got too long. So, point and click games are so much fun to make, are so nice to make. I love not having to do as much work. Yeah, I think that would be kind of fun. I try to think of the games that I like to play, but a lot of them are like more story based, and I'm not like a story guy. I'm not gonna write like a cool story, so some of that is out because a lot of point and click stuff is like puzzles or interesting storylines, right? I love rhythm games, but combine them with another genre is absurdly tricky. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know if I do a rhythm game for a while now. Definitely do a stream at the start of the next jam so we can help you come with ideas. Yeah, keep me on rails, okay? And as soon as I start writing that script for me to do the walk animations, you guys can, yeah, start downvoting the video or whatever. Start spamming at me. Like, don't do it. Resist it. All right, 11 o'clock. I think that's going to be it for me. Go enjoy real life work stuff. But tomorrow I'm going to work on the video. I'm going to do that for hopefully I get all the... Usually what I do is I record all the audio. So hopefully all the audio is good. And then I can do the video over the next week. So that means I probably won't be on Wednesday. Yeah, unless something goes horribly wrong or horribly right. But if everything goes as planned, I'll probably have the video out before Christmas, I'm hoping. But... Alright guys, thanks for watching, thanks for letting me rant about random game jam, game design stuff, and I will see you guys probably next week. Alright, bye.